So I want to make a video talking about training philosophy and practice when it comes to arm wrestling, because I've had some reflections. I had an injury about a little over 3 weeks ago now, and going into that injury, I had been overtraining, and the way I was training in practice was working for a long time in terms of getting stronger, but sometimes you need to adjust what you're doing in order to improve. And the more I learn about arm wrestling, the more I realize that I know less, and there's so many ways to get strong. There is no right way. It's just a matter of finding what works for you and adjusting as certain stuff comes up or certain techniques you need to work on. It's just a matter of what is the main priority and focusing on that at the time. So what I'm referring to before I got injured is I was pulling for long periods of time, basically not getting off the table at all, and mostly low intensity, meaning that I'm just holding people. I'm not even going offensively. I'm just, unless I have to, because they're strong enough to where I have to go offensively to get a stop or to be able to do anything with them. But for the most part, I'm able to hold most people. So I'm just holding and even giving up space and working defensively, working my endurance. But in doing this, you kind of lose that aggression and that offensive aspect of arm wrestling, which is so important, especially for competition. This is something I've heard Matt Mask talk about. If you guys remember when Matt Mask was going on a bit of a losing streak, I remember watching one of his videos and just relating to it a lot. He was talking about how he's so used to holding everyone in practice that he lost that aggression of hitting, coordination, speed, explosiveness, which is so important for a competition, because in a tournament, in a super match, you're not just gonna be, oh, we're gonna ease into it and then we're gonna work our pressure. So I think there's a time for that, but there's also a time to realize that you need to be explosive, you need to be coordinated in a fast sense, and think offensively, because at the end of the day, you have to pin them. So, you know, you can hold all you want in practice, but it's not always going to be the best thing to grow long term. I think this doesn't mean to bully newer people and just go right to the pad all the time. You know, if you can hold and get some work out of it, then do that. But I think ideally, it's best to have training partners who are kind of close to your strength level, because you're able to go back and forth, and you're not just holding them and it's too easy, and they're not just way too strong to where you're just getting ripped open. So I really have been thinking about that as well recently, that it's good to have training partners who are kind of at your strength level, maybe a little bit above or a little bit under, but you're able to give each people work, and you're not just going slow. Like I said, you're able to work on your hits and work on your speed, because both of you guys are kind of at a good match to where you can actually work on that. So this is just some of my reflections on my training. And another aspect I want to talk about is recovery, because I was talking about how I was pulling for almost 3 hours, 4 hours per practice sometimes, and just never getting off the table. But the thing is, you can only get as strong as you can recover from. And if you're always beat up, you're practicing so often throughout the week, your tendons aren't able to recover, then you're actually getting weaker because you're not able to recover and get stronger. So, and people will say, okay, yeah, well then if you take 2 weeks off, you'll be stronger in the long term. But what I've found is going into practice a little bit fresher once a week. You don't have to be completely fresh. I mean, you could do lifts in the gym, like I'll do like a chest day or a back day 2 days before, even the day before sometimes. But having your tendons just completely destroyed and going into a practice is not really ideal. It's kind of a recipe for injury or discomfort. You're always going to be a lot weaker when your tendons are just completely destroyed. So I've been training a lot smarter and thinking about it a lot more as a competitive mindset in terms of what really matters to getting better in competition. So that's the main focus. If any of this resonates with you, leave a comment on your thoughts on this, and figured I'd make a quick video talking, because I haven't made one in a while. But the goal is to continue to be consistent on YouTube as much as I enjoy it. If I enjoy making the videos, I'll make the videos. I'm not going to force myself to, but as long as I'm enjoying it, I'm sure going to be doing it, because I love arm wrestling. So that's it for the video. Thank you guys for watching.